This is really cool. Here we go. The right chamber of the heart inhales the blood that is oxygen poor. Okay, so the blood goes out to the body, and it's red, and it's fully vibrant with all the oxygen cells, completely full of life. Life is in the blood, right? We know that scientifically because oxygen is taken to the cells. Cells absorb the oxygen, and they give them the toxins, and the blood gives them the oxygen, and that's what brings new life. They exchange. It is a constant exchange of toxins, life. The whole body is full of taking in life, getting rid of toxins. So the blood comes back, and it's not quite so red, and it's oxygen depleted. So the right chamber of the heart inhales the blood that's oxygen poor and sends it out to the lungs for oxygen. Once it hits the lungs, you breathe in, that oxygen goes into all the different parts of your lungs, goes into the bloodstream, and then that blood goes back to the left side of the heart, which in turn sends it out to the rest of the body. What's so amazing about that, it just sounds like medical science, but no, it's marriage. Because he didn't have to create a heart to have two sides. He did not. He could have just made it one pipe with a filter, and it would have been probably work. But he decided to show us how a relationship between a husband and wife works. The continuous exchange of oxygen-rich blood with oxygen-poor blood is what keeps you alive, according to the Mayo Clinic. So here's how it works. Ladies, let's just go in reverse. Men, your wife is the right side of your heart. You are the left side. It's connected to the right side and the left side of your brain, as I will talk about in just a moment. The right side of your heart is what is the part of you, your wife, that absolutely recognizes when something's wrong. Would you agree with me? Before you do, she senses something's not right. And sometimes that aggravates the crud out of you because you just think everything's fine. How many husbands come home from work and they just think everything's great in the relationship as the wife is over there and she doesn't even acknowledge your existence when you walk in the door? And you're like, honey, how are you? Okay. Well, maybe she's deep in thought. Not even recognizing that she's offended. That's why she's not looking at you. She recognizes something's wrong. The left side is not quite very good at that. The right side, absolutely, everything that happens in that home will run through the female first. Why? Mostly because they're there all the time, but because that's the way Yahweh created them. They have a sense on everything. Men are like ropes. We just go from one knot to the next, like tug of war. Women, spider web. Something lands on their spider web 5 miles away, they know it. They're not sure what it is, but it's bugging them because they feel a vibration. Men, we're like, man, I'm one at a time, man. Just, you want me to do something, make me a list, honey. Don't tell me to clean the house. I won't even know where to start. My wife, finally, after 10 years, understood I wasn't joking. She thought I was just trying to get out of things. I come home one day, I get a list. She thinks, she's like, aha, I'm going to get them. I'm like, finally. It's like driving down the road, you know. I mean, we pass people on a trip, and we go to the bathroom with 14 kids, and, hurry up. There were people who I passed 4 hours ago. They're catching up. Everything's a contest. I want to check things off my list. Men don't totally understand. We are not all-encompassing, sensitive people. Women are. So the right side of the heart understands and recognizes there's oxygen-depleted blood. Here's the biggest problem that women make in their relationships. Women, listen very carefully. The biggest problem that you make is that you take the oxygen-depleted blood and you send it over to the left side of your heart and you shove it in his face, and you are breaking the Torah of your side of the heart, because the instructions for the right side of the heart is to recognize it, keep it to yourself for a moment, and send it to the Ruach HaKodesh, the wind of the Spirit. Until you go to prayer in the spirit realm, which is wind and Ruach are the same word, so the breath of life, the same neshama that brought life into Adam, unless you go to the Spirit in prayer, that husband is, by definition of the law of the human body, required to reject it. So if you want to know why your husband is rejecting all the little things that you say, there's a good possibility, not 100% of the time, but a good possibility that you're not sending it to the Ruach. He does not know how to take oxygen-depleted blood. So you say, look at all these problems. He goes, okay. All right. I agree. Click. Go Rams! The wife says, did you not hear anything? I heard everything you said. You tell me you want me to be a good listener. I'm listening. Are you done yet? Yes! He doesn't know what to do with the problems of life. But you send it to the Holy Spirit, and you come back with oxygenated, rich blood, and He will fix every problem that you've ever had. And you know what happens when that oxygen-rich blood comes back? He does His thing. If He's inside of body, and He's been taught what His Torah is, He will send it out to the rest of the body. Because that's what you are. You're the rest of the body. Some of you have no idea how many profound statements that you think that I make that came from the right side of my heart. I'll lay in bed at night at 1 o'clock in the morning, and my wife will make a comment on something I'm studying or whatever, and I'll be like, you don't even know what you're saying. I'm not even going to tell you what you're saying because I'm going to steal it. And the left side takes all the credit for it, but the right side is the one that provided the oxygen. Men, here's the rule for you. Recognize that your wife is as close to the Holy Spirit as you will ever get. The Holy Spirit's job is to do what? Point out all of your faults. So when she starts doing that, it ain't her fault. Yahweh made her that way. You call it nagging and complaining. He calls it conviction. I'm married for 16 years, and I don't think I can count on one hand how many times my wife has been wrong. Days go by in arguments. When will I learn my lesson? 99% chance I'm going to be wrong. I might as well just admit it, because even if it's 1%, I probably deserve it for something she doesn't know anyway.